welcome back to another American-Statesman webcast. Rick, this is going to be our final football one of the year. It's this championship weekend. We have two teams, Lake Travis, Westlake. Let's start with Westlake, playing Euless Trinity down at the Alamo Dome, 2 o'clock on Saturday. What does Westlake have to do to win the state championship?
Well, the first thing they have to do is forget that the other team is 40 pounds heavier on the offensive and defensive lines. They're going to have to do some misdirections, and they're going to have to do some short passes to offset the size disadvantage that they have. The thing about Euless is they've only had 3 returning starters come in this year, so everything that has happened to them has been kind of new, a lot less experience, obviously. But they've been giving up chunks of yardage. You saw what happened last week against Stony Point. I think this is a Westlake team that is getting hot, or has been getting even hotter at the right time. I see a close game. I see a little bit of a Westlake upset, which would be one of the biggest surprises I've seen in a long time.
Well, you'll be there to watch the game. I think Trinity is definitely going to come into this game favored. What Westlake needs to do to beat them is they have to stay disciplined on defense. I think last week Stony Point got a little bit too aggressive with what they were trying to do, and Trinity was able to make some adjustments and burden them on a lot of deep passes. So that Westlake run defense, Trinity's going to want to run the ball. They need to stay disciplined, can't get too over aggressive because their quarterback is very crafty, very elusive, and he can easily roll out and hit a long bomb on a play action fake. So their defense is going to have to stay disciplined. Their offense is going to have to keep putting points on the board because I think the offense might have gotten a little bit too lackadaisical in the second half last week, and Katie Sinker-Ranch just about came back and beat them. So the offense is going to have to stay consistent, and their defense is going to have to not be too aggressive for Westlake to win. Speaking of Westlake, the team they lost to in the second week of the season was Lake Travis, and this week Lake Travis is going to be going for that 3rd straight state championship. What are they going to have to do to beat Longview, a team they beat last year in the state championship game?
I think they beat them again. I don't think it'll be as 48-23 or something like that last year. But they got a new quarterback, obviously, in Michael Brewer. He's done an excellent job. What I like about the Lake Travis team is they find new stars every week. Andy Erickson has been there from game 1 to game 14, game 15. The thing about Longview is Longview expects to play a better game, but they're not playing well right now. They've given up more than 200 yards passing in each of their last 3 games. 26 points per game in their last 3 games. So they're playing their worst football probably at the worst time right now. And Lake Travis is not as dominant as last year. They won by 40 points a game. I did my math on this, by the way.
I don't do math.
I do math. And we're both college graduates, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. Lake Travis actually only averages a victory margin of 31 points a game. So
slacking this year.
They're slacking. So I see 45 to 24.
All right. I think a lot of people forget about the Longview game last year. Was Longview lost 2 of their better players to injuries in that first half, and that really hurt them. They were playing it close for about the first quarter or so, and their guys started getting hurt, and Lake Travis was able to row. Tyler McCray, he's a very fine running back. He was part of last week with an ankle injury. He was injured in the Lake Travis game a year ago too, but he should be ready to play. Longview has the game plan that we've seen in the playoffs that if you're going to be Lake Travis, you have to run the ball, play good defense. Longview does both, but I still think Lake Travis is probably going to win by at least 2 scores. So they should be celebrating that 3rd straight championship in Waco. So those are our 2 championship games this weekend. I, of course, will be focusing on a state championship game on Friday. University of Montana playing Villanova. So hopefully the Grizz can get a 3rd ever state championship. So 3 title games for me to watch this weekend. Rick, you'll be down in San Antonio for the Westlake game. And we hope that you had a fun fall with us here on the webcast. And Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll see you next fall.